Greetings, and welcome to another video where I talk about how I would go about surviving various zombie movies. And today, we're going to be covering Scout's Guide to the Zombie Apocalypse. It's a horror comedy where the main characters are yet actually trained in survival skills. Because they're Boy Scouts. Now, I'm not a Boy Scout, but I thought this was great because we almost never see zombie movies where people are actually competent in survival. And they make plenty of mistakes, but I'd say they actually did a pretty decent job with the plot armor they were given. Now, as usual, gonna go with a brief summary of the zombies, how I would go about handling the movie, and what I would actually do if I was in the situation that the characters were in. Now, zombies. Now, they have pretty decent physical ability. Specifically speaking, some are fast. They are alerted by noise. Some are really strong. And generally speaking, that's about it. Except for the fact that some of them are, some of them remember things from their previous life, or at least their bodies. Remember it. I'm not entirely sure how it was explained in the movie, but there was a scene where two of the characters were singing Britney Spears with a zombie. Yes, that actually happened in the movie. Oh, and also, if the person is especially resilient, as a zombie they might just become invincible, like Scout Leader Rogers did, who survived, getting set on fire, getting blown up with a grenade, and a few other things, I think. Now, as for the movie, so say I'm on a camping trip when I hear, and for some reason I decide to ditch the camping trip to go to a party. This would not happen for two reasons. One, why would I want to ditch camping to go to a party? Makes no sense. And two, I don't get invited to parties. So, I mean, then again, the main characters didn't either, but refer to reason number one then. But say I'm stuck in a strip club with zombies. For some reason. Quite frankly, I'd probably handle it like they did in the movie, except, I would have handled it better because they're pushovers who don't know how to fight, and I do know how to fight. Even if it's zombies, I can handle it much better than they did in the movie. And of course the scene in the jail cell. Honestly, I like what they did, tying stuff together to make a rope, to make a makeshift fishing line to try to get the keys. Honestly, I probably would have used shoelaces or or improvised stuff with clothing, but what they did in the movie was okay. I'm just not going to say it because it'll get me age restricted. Now, of course, after that, there's this, the next big scene was them, was in the old lady's house where they were dealing with, where they had to deal with zombie cats and a zombie old lady. Quite frankly, I, again, refer to the scene that I mentioned with the strip club. Then there was a scene where they were jumping out of a window to try to escape from zombies by jumping on a trampoline to try to clear a wall. Now, I probably would have done this too, because I honestly there was not much of a better option, but realistically speaking, that's not going to work. And then the next really big thing that they have to deal with, other than the singing Britney Spears with a zombie, which honestly I would not do, because honestly the only reason I know any words to that to the song "Hit Me Baby One More Time" is because of this movie, because that was an awesome scene. It was hilarious, but I'd honestly just try to you'd go with the tried and true method of dealing with zombies of bashing their skull in with some hard object. Because for some reason they didn't seem to carry weapons with them at all. Well, I think one of them had a pocket knife, but, you know. Really, the next big thing would be, saving everyone from the school. Quite frankly, I'm leaving everyone behind. I don't care who they are, specifically because most of the school sucks. So, but if I do decide to do it, I would probably go with what they decided to do in the movie. Going to a hardware store, making all sorts of weapons, except they, for some reason, decided that it would be a good idea to not have any armor and actually rip the sleeves off their shirts. I mean, making some basic body armor is pretty easy. I mean, just, one sec. This is the most basic body armor I got. My, shin guards, these are made of stuff this is extremely simple. If you have a riveter and a drill, you can make these, which they would probably have at a hardware store, assuming that they... Well, actually, I'm not entirely sure where they would go. Most of the stuff they wouldn't be in the same store. Or even my duct tape bracers. Duct tape and paracord. Again, everything that I show here that I've made, it will be on sale at the Backyard Armory. My business, link in the description. Or if it's even chest armor that they usually make. I mean, we got this breastplate we got this chest armor that I made. So far, it's just a single plate thing. Meant to go underneath your clothes, but I'm thinking about turning it into an actual plate. Chest piece. But believe me, I've tested this, and it stopped around for my blowguns that I've made, no problem. Quite frankly, them not having any form of armor made no sense. And their weapons made little sense too. I mean, homemade crossbow? Okay. Except for the fact that it's single shot, you have to reload it after each shot, and they're going into a room full of zombies. I'm not even sure what it was, but it seemed pretty effective, but honestly, it would not work in real life. And I would still not trust it. And then, of course, the thing made out of a weed whacker. I'm honestly not sure what they used for it, but I actually came up with a design for it that I'm planning on selling in my business that I like to call the ankle biter, which just replaces the blade of a weed whacker with machete blades and increases the power of the motor. But quite frankly, I wouldn't trust that either for zombies. Honestly, cover yourself in armor. Maybe body attachment weapons or something like that. Strictly speaking, melee is the best option usually, but go for efficiency. Quite frankly, they would not have survived that, especially. And then, of course, the whole bomb thing. Yeah, it's actually believable. It's pretty easy to make bombs out of common household items, but I am not going to tell you how to do that because I would not only would this video get age restricted, but I'm already in trouble but I'm probably already on a few government watch lists. That would just make me seem even more suspicious. However, I am selling smoke bombs at the Backyard Armory here soon, so look for that. Remember, smoke bombs, not actual bombs, smoke bombs. Now, quite frankly though, going to a hardware store, I can make a lot of stuff pretty easily. I mean, the stuff that I make, this is because I'm on a budget trying to improve my business. If I actually had access to an entire hardware store and actually good supplies, I can make some pretty amazing things. I mean, for instance, just gonna show this real quick. This is my biggest weapon that I got. It's my war club. It's not done yet, but steel strike. Bolts for the striking surface, flex seal handle. I think this is oak. It's honestly a good weapon, but I can easily make better. if I had access to good stuff like they do in the movie. I'm not making anything crazy like them, but instead I'm making something reliable. Then, of course, there's the whole... Then, of course, how I would go about surviving it if I was in the movie. Quite simple. I probably wouldn't even leave the woods in the first place, because, camping. But, in the event that I do actually know about this happening, what I'm going to do is grab a weapon, something like maybe my machete, or my Cold Steel Brooklyn Crusher baseball bat, or if I want something long range, my PVC longbow, which again, for sale at the Backyard Armory. Maybe grab my survival kit if I have, if I can. I mean, I'm honestly going with what I got, what I got, and what I can bring. And of course, I'm getting out of that town as quickly as possible. I can't drive, and I'm assuming I'm going to be alone because logic. So, realistically speaking, getting out of town as quickly as possible is the best option. Quite frankly, I don't see any way around it. And then, of course, the stuff I would have with me if this was happening. Now, since I'd be on a camping trip at the beginning of the movie, my supplies will be limited. As usual, I'll be wearing what I usually wear, measured for camping trip. So I'd be wearing boots. I just can't find them right now. My jacket, which I can't show right now because I put it in my punching bag because I don't have anything else to fill it with other than my blankets, which are also in it. I might be wearing my ankle weights. They're right there. I just don't want to grab them. Yeah, but I'd just take them off immediately. And since it's a camping trip, reasonably speaking, I bring some survival gear. And of course, the one thing I'd be bringing with me on every camping trip, I'd have a knife with me at least. Most likely multiple knives. But this is the one that's best for fighting. My Kevlar. And of course, at this point, I might bring some weapons with me because why not? But if worse comes to worse, I can improvise weapons. I mean, I got my knife with me. I could carve something. I mean, heck, they even showed that a sharpened broom handle was able to kill a zombie in one scene of the movie. Quite frankly speaking, this is probably one of the easier to survive zombie movies if you think about it. Quite frankly, I can't really think of much of a way how this would actually turn out bad for me. But really, the only chance that I'd actually have of being of any real threat in it would be if I didn't know that this was happening until after the government bombs the city, which would be really problematic, because if it took me that long to realize the zombie apocalypse is going on. I mean, given that evacuation orders were being given in the movie, I think it's fair to say that they would be putting that there would be some notifications going off on people's phones like it would for any thing important. I mean, even Amber Alerts send messages to everyone's phones in the area. Quite frankly, this does not seem like it would be a hard movie to survive. So, on that note, if you have any movies you'd want to request that I cover, comment them down below. And if you want to see more of these videos sooner, like this video. And if you'd like to support my channel, you can always share this video, or even just subscribe and hit the bell icon so you'll be notified whenever a new video comes out. Thank you all very much for watching. This is Random Man, signing off.